Hey fish tank friends, I haven't made a video in a long time. Just wanted to talk about the tank a little bit. So last week I had a fish die for some reason. I'm not really sure why. I rarely have my white clouds die. So with the current dollar per gallon, well, not dollar per gallon sale, but the half off, whatever the hell you want to call it, sale at Petco, I'm actually looking into getting possibly one or maybe two tanks. I'm going to, yeah, it's kind of a mess down here, store underneath here. And I'm going to set up, it'll probably be just one tank, but I'm going to set it up as a cherry shrimp tank if it works out. Because I want to try some different fish in here, and I'm pretty sure whatever other kind of fish I put in here, they're going to just eat the cherry shrimp. So yeah, I don't want to get rid of them, but I want to try something different. So I guess for their safety and being able to keep them, I guess I'm gonna put them in another tank. It's really about the only way I can do it. I don't really have any more room in my house for another tank. Plus, honestly, I think my wife would kick my ass. So yeah, I was thinking maybe either like a 10 gallon or a 20 tall. I don't think a 20 long would fit down here properly because see, it's got to kind of fit to this little area here, and the the 20 long being like 30 inches long, I don't think it would fit through here. A 15 gallon would, but they don't usually have those on sale for some reason. Actually, they don't really usually carry those. I've been looking into on and off newer tanks for a long time. Just because I kind of like to tease myself. Yeah, that 60 gallon breeder tank is the one tank I thought would be really cool to have. But when you look at it at the store, the problem is, which is the reason why I'm not going to go for it. So it's basically built the same way as the Aqueon 75 gallon tank. It's basically the exact same, except for it's like 4 or 5 inches shorter. So it has a big, huge center brace on it to support, the kind of the 48 by 18 footprint. And so the trim up here on it is really, really friggin' big. It's got to be about that big. So, as you know, this tank is only around 12 inches tall. The 60 breeder is 16 inches tall. But it just looks kind of oddball because, like I said, you got the trim that's like really thick, like probably like almost like that. So the ratio of how much kind of space you have, visual space from like here to there, is really not that much more. So to me, it's kind of not worth it. If I'm gonna upgrade to another tank, I kind of want to have a little bit more visual space. Like literally, I think the difference between this tank and that tank is probably because of the rim or the black trim, whatever you call it. It's probably about this much, literally. So yeah, that really doesn't seem like it's worth it to me. Sure, yes, it's about 30 gallons bigger, but I want to be able to see more. That was kind of part of the idea of it being 16 inches tall. It's really cool dimensions. Just yeah, I don't like the design on it. So I wish I could find a 45 gallon tank. It's not something that's really made. Sephora used to make one called a 45-gallon frag tank. So it's basically this tank here, my tank that I have, but it's 18 inches from back to front. That would be a really cool tank. Same everything else, 40 inches and 12 inches tall, but it's 18 inches back to front. That would be super cool. I could probably have one custom made, but that kind of makes me nervous, having a custom made tank. I'm iffy on different aquarium brands. Sephora I've always really been happy with since I've ever had. This is my only Sephora tank I've ever had. Another tank size I'm kind of looking at, just out of curiosity to see any options if I might like it or might be worth it, is a 30-gallon breeder tank. I really like the fact that it's it's kind of similar to this tank in terms of it's around 30 gallons and it's only 12 inches tall. Now the difference is between this tank and that tank, instead of being 4 feet, 48 inches long, it is 36 inches long. And instead of being 12 inches from back to front, it's 18 inches. So it's basically a 40 breeder, but only 12 inches tall. So it's pretty cool. I'm honestly I'm happy with tanks that are pretty short and shallow. Makes it easier for maintenance. I did some maintenance on this more recently. I just kind of realized how nice it was and so easy how it was so easy to get inside the tank and do stuff, given how short and shallow it is. So I like tanks that are 12 inches tall. For visual space, obviously it's kind of but a lot of the time when I'm looking at my tank anyways, I'm sitting down, so you're kind of looking at it from lower down anyways, so that really doesn't matter. I don't know if it'd be worth it or not to go to a 30 breed or not, because it's not really much of a, you're basically just kind of trading your dimensions. That's all you'd be doing. I'd have to get a new stand, a new light fixture, and I don't know if I want to go through all that just for that. Now, if I could set up a 30 breeder and just kind of maybe swap it out, maybe put this tank in the garage or something, that might be kind of cool, but it's a lot of money. Those are not tanks that are easily obtainable. They're usually a special order. Yeah. So yeah, like I was saying, I was thinking to add some new fish in this tank. I'm considering possibly taking out some of the white clouds, or possibly just leaving them and adding a smaller school of another kind of fish. I'm really leaning towards glow light tetras. If anyone has watched some of my older videos from when we lived at our mobile home, and I had this tank set up, I had all my guppies, and then I had a smaller school of glow light tetras. I thought they were awesome. Yeah, just the way they looked. I had 9 of them, but I thought they were really cool. And they're usually pretty cheap, not anything too ridiculous. Another fish I'm actually looking at is the green neon tetra, because the website I used to order fish from, aquahuna.com, you can actually order them. So I figured it might be worth taking a chance ordering them. But I don't know, I'll give it some time, see what happens, accumulate some money first. I'm also thinking about maybe if I don't, get a new tanker, which I probably won't, because honestly, as much as I talk about it, the most thing I like about it is that it's kind of like a teaser kind of thing. Oh, I can do this, but I'm not really going to. Oh, excuse me. I'm gonna try to possibly rescape this tank a little bit, because it's been going on looking like this for 10 years, 2 years. So I'm thinking about maybe adding some hardscape. I want to add a black background, but it's such a pain in the ass to put it on. What I used to like doing was just spray painting it on. It was much easier and it looks much cooler. and it didn't get friggin' wet when you do water changes or accidentally get water behind the tank. I might want to add a few like centerpiece kind of plants right here. I gotta take out this jungle valve because it never fucking grows. I'm not sure why. And it doesn't grow. It shoots off runners everywhere. Like let's see. Here's a runner here. I just pulled out a whole bunch of runners that were behind here. It annoys the piss out of me though because it doesn't grow like upwards. It just shoots out runners and they grow real short like George Sage. That's it. It doesn't grow tall for some reason. Now, if it grew tall, it would look really cool. But it doesn't, so... yeah, I want to possibly add a little bit of hardscape. Add, like, maybe an Amazon sword here, or maybe, that was that plant? Madagascar lace plant. Add some plants over here, possibly, because this is kind of dead space. You know, they need something here. Maybe kind of trim some of these crypts here, because it's honestly this is just kind of a mess. I would have to say at this point this is kind of like a less grown in jungle kind of style. Like if you look at all this is just kind of a mess. I don't really like screwing with stuff too much though. That's kind of why it doesn't bother me. But I like to once in a while tinker with stuff. Make it look a little bit better. I did trim this rotella recently. Evidently I didn't trim it enough because it still is kind of ridiculously tall. Let's see if I can get a shot of any of the cherries. This is awesome, by the way. My S21 Ultra. I got a new phone actually recently. In the past couple months. Got it from eBay. Finally, kind of gave out my Note 10 Plus. Let's see. Here's some cherries. Not sure what's happening. I think I'm losing cherry shrimp. Because it seems like I have a lot less of them than I used to. Yeah, but yeah, like in a previous video I posted recently, it's really cool because I can shoot in 4K 60 frames per second and use wide angle, so you can kind of see more of the tank. It's something I couldn't do with my old Note 10 Plus or any of the other phones I tried recently. Probably because this phone is so much newer. You know, they make more options available on newer phones. I had tried out the Note 20 Ultra, and it's something you couldn't do on there either, I don't think. So, it's very cool. I like having different options. This guy is just chilling. But yeah, I'm not sure what I want to do yet. I'm definitely wanting to add some kind of different school of fish. I'm kind of leaning towards just keeping these guys that I have. I have around probably maybe 22 or something like that. I could probably add another school of like 10 fish or something like that. As long as I kind of diligent with water changes and keeping up with the maintenance, it should be fine. Green neons, glow light tetras. There's a couple other possibly maybe thought about, but I can't really remember what they are currently. Yeah, so I think that's about it. Yeah. You know, I had considered maybe adding some regular white clouds again too, trying that out, but it seems kind of silly. Why not add something kind of different? I know also different tetras are conflicting with these white clouds like temperature, but honestly I don't even know what the temperature is in here right now, and they seem to be doing fine, so I've never really have a problem with them. But yeah, this video's going on about 15 minutes, so I think that's it. Peace out. Be safe out there.